Hello students, today we are going to talk about summary writing. We are going to talk about its importance and various types of summarizing. Let's explore this art of summarizing, but before that I have a quick question for you. Students, can you tell me what is the most effective strategy for retaining and understanding the complex themes and intricate elements of classic literature? Or if you know that classic literature is quite dense and complex, so what is the best way to retain the information that we read in a classic literature? Any guesswork? It's summarizing. Yes. So we have to summarize a text if we want to understand the essence of any classic text. So let's have a look at the definition of summarizing first. What is actually summarizing? Summarizing in literature is like creating a short and clear version of a longer story or text. It's about actually picking out the most important information and leaving out the less important lengthy details. Finally, imagine you're making a movie trailer that shows the exciting parts without revealing the whole story. So why do we need to summarize? So what is the importance of summarizing? Let's have a quick look. It helps us in enhanced understanding, memory retention and deeper analysis. And we are talking about summarizing in the context of reading or analyzing any classic text. So students, there are different approaches to summarizing. We have 4 different approaches. First one is brief summaries. Second, comprehensive summaries. Third, sequential summaries. And the last one, thematic summaries. We'll take one in detail now. First one, let's talk about brief summaries. As the word suggests, brief, think of this as the quick version of summary. You pick the very main things and keep it super short. And then why use it? It's great when you need to give someone a snapshot of what happened in the story without all the details. So it's very brief and super short. Moving ahead to the second type, that is comprehensive summaries. As you can see, this is complete opposite of brief summaries. You include more details, so your summary covers the main events, characters and the most important details. It is quite comprehensive. And then again, why use it? It is perfect when you want to provide a more complete understanding of a book or articles. If you want to have a thorough understanding of any classic text, then we get into this comprehensive summary. Third, we have sequential summaries. Now these summaries focus on the order of events in a story. You tell what happened first, then next and then so on. Finally, why do you use it? It's great for explaining the plot of a story step by step, especially in something like a biography. And the last of all, we have thematic summaries. Now what are thematic summaries? Instead of talking about events, you concentrate on the themes or major ideas that are there in any story. It's like explaining what the story teaches or talks about, what the writer wants to convey through his story. Then we focus on thematic summaries. And again, why use it? This is helpful when you want to discuss the deeper meaning or message in a text. So these are various types of approaches to summarizing. Now let's have a look at the steps of making summary. So we have 4 steps. First one is we have to identify the key ideas, then cut the extra stuff. Third one, write concisely, and the last and the most important one, use your own words. We'll take each step in detail now. When we talk about identifying the key ideas, what are you actually supposed to do? First, figure out the main ideas, the most important characters and the main events in the story. These are like the big landmarks on your treasure map. The second step is cut the extra stuff. Now leave out the details that are not crucial to the main ideas. Let's see through this example. In a story, if there is a story about a treasure hunt, you can skip the parts where the characters just talk about what they are having for lunch. So it's not relevant when you're writing a summary. So you can cut that detail from the classic story and make your summary using this step, that is cutting the extra stuff. Moving on to the third step, we have write concisely. Summarize the story using as few words as possible, but make sure it still makes sense. You have to ensure it's brief, but again, it is making some sense. And the last and the most important step of summarizing is using your own words. When you make a summary, use words that make sense to you. Don't just copy from the original story. So you have to use your understanding, use your own words when you are writing a summary. So we have done 4 approaches to summary, and again we have 4 steps of summarizing. So let's practice this art of summarizing, and we are going to summarize this important passage from a very important classic, A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens, and I'm going to read this passage for you. Scrooge was better than his word. He did it all and infinitely more. And to Tiny Tim, who did not die, he was a second father. He became as good a friend, as good a master, and as good a man as the good old city knew, or any other good old city, town, or borough in the good old world. Some people laughed to see the alteration in him, but he let them laugh, and little heeded them, for he was wise enough to know that nothing ever happened on this globe for good, at which some people did not have their fill of laughter in the outset. And knowing that such as these would be blind anyway, he thought it quite as well that they should wrinkle up their eyes in grins, as have the melody in less attractive forms. His own heart laughed, and that was quite enough for him. So we are going to summarize this passage. So let's see how do we summarize using the 4 steps. So now when we have to summarize this passage, we have to identify the key elements, and these key elements are, the first one is the transformation of Scrooge, his relationship with Tiny Tim, and the last of all, how others react to his change. And when we summarize this passage, we have to write concisely. We have to begin constructing a summary statement by condensing the information into a few concise sentences. Like, we can write, in this part of the chapter, we witness a significant transformation in Scrooge's character. He goes above and beyond his promise to help Tiny Tim, who doesn't die as a result of his kindness. Then moving ahead, we have to use our own words. Continue summarizing the passage by discussing other important points, like we have to mention Scrooge's role as a second father to Tiny Tim, how he becomes a good friend and a compassionate man, and how he handles the reactions of others. This way you can attempt summarizing this passage. So students, as we delve into this art of summarizing, I'm sure you must have understood its importance, especially when we are reading any classic story. So we have to take into account which approach of summarizing are we going to take up, and then we have to follow these 4 simple steps to summarize any passage. Now moving ahead, I have the most important activity for you, your post task. You have to read step 3 of A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens and write a summary. I'm sure students, you would love summarizing, and then you are going to do it in a very nice manner. So students, happy learning till we meet in another video. Thank you.